Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Monday, November 27th, 2017, and I am Sarah Manske. Today's stories include the identification of Dallas area fire victims and the firing of Texas A&M's head coach. These stories and more coming up next on Texan TV. We now turn to Jessica Cooper for campus news over Kaylee Swaim's senior music recital.
Thank you, Sarah. Tonight, the Department of Fine Arts is presenting music major Kaylee Swaim in her senior recital at 7:30 p.m. in the theater of Clyde H. Wells Fine Arts Center. Admission is free, and there will be a reception immediately following the recital. Thank you.
In local news, the Granbury City Council opted to try a cheaper option in the form of deflectors rather than spend almost $20,000 to replace bulbs and light fixtures on the square just weeks after finishing the downtown streetscape project. The amount of lights in the square doubled during the project, and now the city is getting complaints of bright lights shining into residents' bedrooms. For more information, visit www.hcnews.com. And now today's Texas, national, international, sports, and entertainment news from the Associated Press. Authorities have identified 4 people, including 2 children, who died in a Dallas area house fire. Garland fire officials say 41-year-old Lorenzo Castillo and 29-year-old Anna Castillo were killed in the early Saturday blaze, along with Anna Castillo's 5-year-old daughter and the couple's 2-year-old son. The couple and the children, all asleep in a back bedroom, were from Bridgeport and were visiting relatives. 5 others inside the house escaped the flames. The fire marshal says the blaze started in an enclosed back patio where a propane heater was being used. The homeowner told officials he wasn't sure if it had been left on. They were also using a fire pit. Officials say either could have sparked the fire. For more of today's national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Britain's royal family has announced that Prince Harry is engaged to American actress Meghan Markle. The statement says the pair plan to marry this spring. Tens of thousands of people on Indonesia's Bali Island were told to evacuate for miles around an erupting volcano. Bali's airport was also shut down, stranding tens of thousands of travelers. Thousands of Catholics have welcomed Pope Francis to Myanmar. Later on, he'll go to neighboring Bangladesh. An estimated 600,000 Rohingya Muslim refugees fled from Myanmar to that country after a military crackdown. And the new Miss Universe is from South Africa. Demi Lee Nell Peters was crowned in Las Vegas Sunday night. Matt Small, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
From AP News, we take a look back on what happened on this day in history.
November 27, 1978. In San Francisco, Mayor George Moscone and City Supervisor Harvey Milk, a gay rights activist, are shot to death at City Hall. Former City Supervisor Dan White, who pulled the trigger, goes on trial for murder, but he's convicted of voluntary manslaughter. In what's dubbed the Twinkie defense, White's attorneys argue their client's junk food habits impaired his judgment. 1973. In Washington, the U.S. Senate confirms Gerald Ford as Richard Nixon's vice president. Ford succeeds Spiro Agnew, who had resigned amid accusations that he took bribes. The following year, Ford becomes president after the Watergate scandal forces Nixon from office. 2005. Doctors in France performed the world's first partial face transplant on a woman disfigured by a dog bite during a 15-hour operation. And 1953. Playwright Eugene O'Neill, who wrote Long Day's Journey into Night and The Iceman Cometh, dies in Boston. He was 65. Today in history, November 27th. Mike Gracia, The Associated Press.
In sports, after 6 seasons, Texas A&M has fired head coach Kevin Sumlin. Sumlin was the first black head coach in the program's history and led his team to compete in bowl games each season. The Aggies ended their regular season on Saturday by losing to LSU 45-21. They dropped to 7-5 overall and finished 4-4 in the Southeastern Conference for the 4th time under Sumlin. Athletic Director Scott Woodward made a statement saying, "Our expectations are very high. We believe that we should compete for SEC championships on an annual basis and, at times, national championships. I believe that we need a new coach to take us there. With 2 years left in Sumlin's contract, Texas A&M will have to pay $10 million to buy out his contract. Special teams coach Jeff Banks has been made interim coach. From the National Weather Service, today's weather will be sunny with a high near 77, with south winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour, and tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 53, with south winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apogee Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 weekdays. If you live off campus, tune in on Northland Candle Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Easton J., Jessica Cooper, and Janie Hernandez. Have a wonderful day, Texans.